Thank you so much, Tina. Researchers today must navigate a dynamic threat environment, one that is increasingly hostile to some of the most important work we do. Indeed, as Alan said in his opening comments yesterday, it's a testament to the power of research colleagues' work that some of them find themselves singled out for a barrage of abuse and attempts to silence them. Beyond the more specific challenges faced by researchers challenging powerful or deceptive actors, we are witnessing an increasingly hostile environment for scientific inquiry of all kinds. Attacks on the university itself, for example, are happening in the United States. Attacks that researchers are traveling on government-issued visas legally to do legitimate research or speaking in that country, feel forced to take extraordinary measures to try to protect themselves. They may even avoid the US as a place to study, research, or speak altogether. For fear of searches, harassment, detention, deportation that we're witnessing across the news at the moment, merely for exercising their right to speak and to do academic research. In contrast to the many conspiracy influencers that are crying censorship across social media to millions of followers, academics often feel unsafe and unable to speak out about threats that they may face publicly. And a lot of that tends to be because they don't particularly want to highlight the kinds of ways that they could be attacked. So they feel very often that more attacks will follow if they raise the alarm. Now, that means a lot of people end up fighting this battle alone, and we want to make sure that that doesn't happen, which is why organizing this panel was so incredibly important to me. The threats that we see are not just a feature of the US political environment, though. They are experienced already in the United Kingdom and across Europe and around the world. So I want to stress that this is an international problem. The US situation is extraordinary, but different risks are posed in different countries for researchers and their work, which gain often less attention than those going on in the United States right now. In my opening comments, I wanted to also dispel two myths. First, that researchers face risks and attacks because they were not well prepared or somehow should have been more careful. You can be so well prepared, but threats often deliberately coming from a direction that you least expect them to come from. They can confound the best-laid research plans. Secondly, threats may be complex, relentless, and lack solutions, which is why we're talking about them today, because we need to provide solutions for the many, many researchers to enable their work around the world. Much of the media focus in recent years has focused on attacks on researchers, discussing them as though they were a feature of the social media environment alone, leading many to the assumption that researchers are complaining about nasty comments on the internet, that they're being oversensitive to legitimate criticisms. What we're talking about isn't that. What we're talking about here are coordinated, multi-vector attacks from often well-funded political actors or governments.